Hello everyone, I am Troy Rogers, a graduate student at the University of the West Indies Open Campus. This is my oral presentation for the course Critical, Analytical and Communication Skills for Managers, MGMT6019. Have you ever wondered why children from unstable homes perform way below standard in school than their residentially stable peers? Have you ever questioned why so many of our children are caught in the myriad of social problems plaguing our society? If you are like me, who have serious concerns for these issues, then tune in as I will be providing substantial evidence to prove that children's poor academic and social outcomes are a direct result of economic, employment, and residential instability in the family. First, permit me to define a few key terms: family, instability, economic instability, employment instability, and residential instability. In context, instability is best conceptualized as the experience of change in individual or family circumstances where the change is abrupt, involuntary, and/or in a negative direction, and thus is more likely to have adverse implications for child development. When parents lack choice or control over change, they will be less able to support their children in adapting to change. The experience of economic instability causes increased material hardship, particularly when families lack personal assets. According to Mills and Amick 2010, low family income negatively affects children's social, emotional, cognitive, and academic outcomes, even after controlling for parental characteristics. They also agreed that children's cognitive development during early childhood is most sensitive to the experience of low family income. Parental employment instability is also linked to negative academic outcomes such as grade retention, lower educational attainment, and internalizing and externalizing behaviors. Job instability leads to worse child behavioral outcomes than when a parent voluntarily changes jobs, works low-wage jobs full-time, or has fluctuating work hours. According to McKernan, Radcliffe, and Vinopal 2009, a family's economic security is most directly affected by the stability of parental employment. When parents experience job loss, their families are more likely to experience material hardship and have fewer resources to support their children's development. Children experiencing residential instability demonstrate worse academic and social outcomes than their residentially stable peers, such as lower vocabulary skills, problem behaviors, grade retention, increased high school dropout rates, and lower adult educational attainment. Rumbold et al. 2012 claims that although moves may be common, the experience of abrupt or frequent residential moves can be stressful for children since it requires them to detach themselves from what they know and adapt to new surroundings. Especially when the move is not voluntary for the family, children pick up on negative social cues and parental stress, which can weaken their level of security, elevate their own stress levels, and potentially harm their development. Some contributions to the topic, for example, Oligier 2019, who argues that poor interpersonal relation between teachers and students is a cause of children's poor academic and social outcomes. According to him, teachers must create an enabling environment where they are accessible by students. They are not to teach only, but also to inspire, motivate, show care, and cause their students to learn. Karande and Kulkarni 2005 attributes students' poor academic and social outcomes to specific learning disabilities. They claim that children with learning disabilities fail to achieve school grades at a level that is commensurate with their intelligence. Undetected and unmanaged special learning disabilities result in chronic scholastic backwardness, ensure school dropouts, emotional and behavioral problems such as depression, substance abuse, and social delinquency. While I agree with them to a certain extent, those arguments are obviously tenuous and unfounded in practice. They are not substantiated by research or reports from families who have experienced these effects. They are mere unfounded generalizations. Take, for example, the case of residential instability. If a child is constantly moving from school to school, how will any teacher or school be able to effectively meet the needs of that child? Van de Veer et al. 2006 explains that when children change schools, they will have to adapt to new teachers, peers, and curricula, which most times disrupt their educational progress. As common sense would suggest, and as Sutherland 2014 research claims, children tend to do best in stable households where they know what to expect and feel, perhaps unconsciously, that their relationships, health, and safety are basically secure. Undergoing repeated transition can cause stress by threatening this feeling and undermining kids and their parents' sense of control over their lives, which then tends to worsen parenting and to lower children's academic achievement and mental health. Many may argue that instability has been a long-standing issue for some families, so it's nothing new. However, its increased prevalence, especially during these uncertain times, have highlighted awareness of the issue. The world is currently anticipating a financial crisis due to the novel coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. This is taking a negative toll on families across the globe. High parental unemployment, home foreclosures, and strained household resources have weakened the stability and quality of home environments for many children and limited access to proper care and nutrition. As parents struggle to provide financially for their families, the chronic stress they face may make it difficult for them to give children the care and attention they need. Many children growing up during this time period will experience a great deal of instability in their lives. This lack of security and continuity can have deep and lasting impacts on children's development physically, emotionally, and cognitively. Instability in any form is difficult for children, as children thrive in stable and nurturing environments where they have a routine and know what to expect. Children who move show a poorer trajectory on academic performance than their more stable peers. Therefore, it is with these substantial evidence that I confidently submit to you, children's academic and social outcomes are a direct result of economic, employment, and residential instability in the family. Thank you for listening.